All right, let's talk about least common multiple. Last year we talked about multiples, and we made multiples. We listed multiples of numbers, and multiples. We had our multiple monster, and our multiple monster makes everything bigger. So with multiples, we're basically skip counting. So if I'm finding my multiples of 5, I'm going to have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Those are all multiples of 5, okay? When we have least common multiple, we have more than one number. We could have 2 numbers, we could have 3 numbers. For right now, we're only going to do 2. But we're finding the multiples that these numbers have in common, and we're going to find the smallest one that they have in common, okay? So we're going to be using this a lot when we get into adding and subtracting fractions. So this is something that you guys will definitely need to know how to do here soon, okay? So the first way that I'm going to show you, we'll just call this like the list method. This is the way that I learned how to do it. There's no tricks, there's nothing fancy. It's just, you're just making a list of the multiples and seeing what you find in common, okay? So I'm just going to write my 9 and my 6, and I'm just going to start writing multiples of each, okay? So 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 4 is 36, 9 times 5 is 45, and then I have 54. And I could keep going, but I'm going to stop here. I can always add later if I need to, if I didn't go far enough, but I'm just going to stop there. Now I'm going to do this for 6. 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 5 is 30, and I'm going to stop here because I noticed something. I didn't even have to go this far, but I noticed that already I have the number 18 in both of them. That is my least common multiple. This is the smallest number that they have in common when I've listed all the multiples of these numbers. So my LCM of 9 and 6 is 18. This is using the list method. There's one other way that I want to show you how to do this, okay? And this is called the ladder method, or the upside down birthday cake, okay? So with this method, what you're going to do is you're just going to write the numbers side by side, and you're going to put an L under them for the least common multiple, L for least, okay? And I'm going to think, what is the smallest prime number that I can take out of both of these? Well, unfortunately, on both of these, I can't take out a 2. That's the smallest prime number. I can't take out a 2, so I'm going to take out a 3. Okay? So 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 6 2 times. Okay? Now, I'm going to look at these two numbers. Let me grab a different color here. I'm going to look at these two numbers right here, and I'm going to multiply those together. That's not right. I take that back. Oopsies, just kidding. Sorry, guys. Got ahead of myself. I have a 3 and a 2 here. I'm going to look at all 3 of these numbers. I'm going to draw like a bubble L around them. Okay, and when I multiply these numbers together, 3 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, times 2 is 18. That's my least common multiple. I'm going to show you another one like this because it's not always that you'll only have one layer here. So I'm going to show you another one of these. Let's say that I want the least common multiple of, let's do 24 and 36. Okay, so I'm going to write my numbers side by side, draw my L underneath, and I'm going to think, what is the smallest prime number that I can take out of both of those? So the smallest prime number is 2. So 2 goes into 24 12 times, and 2 goes into 36 18 times. Well, draw another L, And think, what's the smallest prime number that I can take out of both of those? It's a 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times, 2 goes into 18 9 times. And here I am back at my 6 and my 9, and I know from just doing that that I can't take out a 2, so I'm going to have to take out a 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times, 3 goes into 9 3 times. And I'm done. I have all prime numbers. Here's where I'm going to draw my bubble letter L, and I'm going to multiply all of these numbers together. 2 times 2 times 3 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 times 3, I don't know that off the top of my head, so I'm going to do this real quick. 3 times 4 is 12, carry my 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So my LCM is 72. That is the least, or the smallest multiple that those numbers have in common. If I were to take 24 and 36 and start listing out their multiples, the smallest one would be 72 that they have in common. Okay?